Welcome in everyone to another episode of the Cover 2 podcast. I'm your host, Lawson Turner. We're back. It's been about a month since Super Bowl preview, which is the last video, but you know what? Graduate from school in about 3 weeks, so a lot more free time to post these videos. But with free agency kicking off, we gotta start there. But I wanted to take this time for this video to talk about Russell Wilson. I thought Russell Wilson over the past, year was I thought he was washed. We went to Denver, and then when I saw they released him, I'm like, wow, Denver's really gonna take a $86 million dead cap hit over the next 2 years to release him. But then he signed with the Steelers for 1.2 million, and when he signed with the Steelers for 1.2 million, the first thing I thought was, well, when I saw that there was a connection there between Russ, Mike Tomlin, and Pittsburgh, I'm like, well, if he's willing to take a almost a vet minimum like in the NBA when someone gets released, you pick them up mid-year for very cheap. It the fact that we're getting Russell Wilson for 1.2, like it still kind of amazes me because our quarterback situation over the past 2 years has been mid. It's been mid. Hasn't been great. Hasn't been the absolute worst. I mean, we still continue somehow to win games, but with the turning of the tide, with Russell coming in, I assume it's going to be a open competition for quarterback, but we all know that you don't bring Russ in unless this is going to be the thing that could put us not over the top because there are still a couple things that we need to shore up, especially on defense with us releasing Pat P. I see reports on Twitter like Justin Simmons could be in play. Devondre Campbell got released by the Packers. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh. We need a center, but I think that Russ is a good fit for the Steelers. I think we have a lot of offensive talent, especially weapons wise, like Arthur Smith, two good backs, two good receivers, assuming we don't trade Deontay Johnson, which I don't want to. He's a outstanding route runner. He's one of the very there's a small handful of receivers in the NFL. And as the league becomes more zone based, like most defenses now in the NFL, it's zone rather than man. And Deontay just he gets open, he finds soft spots, and he has outstanding hands. Has he had drop issues in the past? Yes, but as of right now, I think he's worked on those. And to me, Deontay had a good year last year, considering what our quarterback room was. Like we had, it was a rotating door. As I don't know, it amazes me that we could get Russ for 1.2, but for 1.2, it's the first or second best quarterback contract deal in the NFL. Like it's Purdy in the Niners, and then it's Russ. And if Russ can hone in on what he did in Seattle just a little bit. I'm not saying let Russ cook. Don't take crazy amount of sacks. Keep the turnovers down. Be a You can't be worse than what Kenny Pickett was last year. Like Kenny was just a bad quarterback last year when he played. And then Mason Rudolph comes in and it's bombs away. And he's lighting it up. In quotation marks, lighting it up like we didn't see like a crazy 3-4 touchdown performance and 350 400 yards through the air, but we snuck in the playoffs and the score was greater than what the game felt. And I'm excited to see what Russell has for this upcoming year because we play in Denver this year. Could I see Russell having a revenge type game? Absolutely. This is going to be one of those where excuse me, it's like for 1.2 you make this deal. Even if you still believe in Pickett, which I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because with these young quarterbacks, They are what they are, and Pickett he's okay. Over 2 years, he's thrown 13 touchdown passes, which is not good. It just I don't know. I don't and he regressed last year. Like that part was obvious. When he wasn't hurt, he was missing underneath stuff. Oh, oh shit. Excuse me. He was taking bad sacks. He was rolling out to his blind side too much. But I think it's even if Russ isn't your answer long term, because he's on the tail end of his career. Let's say what he is. He's on the tail end. Could Pickett learn a couple things from Wilson? Absolutely. I think it's good for Pickett. I think Russ will be an I think it'll be an upgrade to our quarterback room because going into free agency, Kenny was the only one under contract. And even if Kenny beats out Russ, then that just goes to show Russ is cooked and it should be done. And he should not hang it up, but like could we see Russell Wilson being a journeyman? No, no, I don't think that. I don't think we see Russ. Russ knows this is his last big chance. This is his chance to go into training camp, compete, beat out Pickett, and then be good to contend for the division this year in a condition in a division that could be one of the best in the NFL, other than like the AFC West. The AFC West is stacked, but that's a topic that we'll get into in a later video. Well, I'm excited. Russell Wilson to the Steelers. It's an exciting time for Steelers fans and Steelers country. Let's forge and all the memes and everything on social media. It's awesome. I'm excited for it. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna have a video out, kind of recapping day one. We saw a lot of crazy moves. We saw Brian Burns getting traded and T requesting a trade and Kirk going to the Falcons. But like I said, I'll have another video out later talking about that. But until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.